Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Sugar Tits. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Ciao. It's Chow Time.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Sugar Tits channel. You know, us women's have come a long way in sports. There was a time where we couldn't even play sports professionally. Bitch couldn't get her hands on a pair of good balls to save her life. Now women are playing professionally, they're getting paid for it, they've got sponsors,
They fondle balls left and right.
broadcast live all around the world to play with a pair of balls. And I'm not talking about only clams, real sports. Although the only clams bitches probably still make way more money. You can do
True.
it, ladies. You don't need no mans.
I mean, what do they say? OnlyFans and putting up against the NBA. OnlyFans makes more.
Paying your way. Take ownership of your body and your sexuality and become an online thotty only clams bitch. Slay, girl. Slay. Fucking morons. So we've come far enough for women to make some money, playing some sports, bashing a few balls around. But I'll tell you what we have not come far enough for. A female-only sports bar that only shows female sports to
Which is so crazy.
thrive and remain successful.
Women are certainly a rarity in here. The policy is that they're not encouraged into the public bar. Do you object to me being served alongside you here, sir? Sir? You don't mind me being here, do you?
I do. So why should you be next to me?
You're afraid of women.
Let up.
How did that go to being afraid of women?
What would you do, sir, if women walked in here en masse?
Mess?
You'd walk out, would you?
Public bar is for the public.
One of your public is molesting me while you're talking. Could you
Oh, well,
take your hand
Wait,
away from me,
what?
sir?
Stop me, hand. It's only my finger.
Well, just remove your finger, will you? And I can go on.
Well, you asked us what happens when a woman comes in. Turn it up. Let up.
The warning was given. You come into the bar, you're gonna get fondled because we're drunk idiots.
She asked what happens when a woman comes in, and I'm showing her.
First ever women's sports bar in Australia closes after 5 months. We couldn't hold on any longer. No shit. Poor
Hold on to
bitches.
what?
The women's sports bar opened with much fanfare and enthusiasm, but just a few months later, it's had no choice but to call last drinks. The first women's sports bar to open in Australia has closed down just a few months after launching with much fanfare.
I'm on Sydney's.
Why did they think this was a good idea? Like, as much as they want to push women in sports and, say women are rah, women just don't like watching sports.
Oxford Street. I'm outside a bar that's unlike anywhere I've ever been. Let's check it out. The Ladies League exclusively shows women's sport on its TVs. They've got the Matildas, NRLW, AFLW, basically any sport that ends in W.
The Ladies League opened at a prime spot in Sydney's bustling Oxford Street in August, but unfortunately announced its closure soon afterwards on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day! That's like the busiest fucking time of the year. How shithouse must this business have been to have closed
I was gonna say, New Year's is one of the biggest drinking holidays out there.
New Year's Day? They even had all of the holidays. It's summer down here. People want to be out and about. And they closed down mid-summer. And we're Aussies. We love a good fucking drink. Even if it comes with a side of box watching and rug munching. Put a beer in front of us and we're there. The atmosphere in this place must have been so virtue signal toxic that a lesbian would rather eat a cock-flavored lollipop than drink a beer there. Actually, something tells me that place was packed full of lesbians on the odd occasion when it did have a crowd.
Let's check it out.
The venue posted on social media on Wednesday night that it was with a heavy heart they would not be opening their doors again. As a women's sports bar... Oh no, that's probably not right. It's probably more like, as a women's sports bar, we excelled. That's the butcher's voice I can muster up for you.
Shout out
The
to
Ladies
Sugar
League
Tits.
wrote, adding that they had great turnouts at Matilda's Sydney FC and Grand Final games. That's the women's Olympic soccer team. And I don't know why everyone made such a fuss over this team during the women's soccer Grand Final down here in Australia.
I didn't even know it was going on.
Praised them like they were the goddesses of soccer balls, but they came fucking third. Unfortunately, it is outside of live games that we felt the struggle, as much as many other hospitality venues in this economic climate. Yeah, it was the economic climate that stifled you. I'm not saying it's great at the moment.
It's a
Yeah,
bar.
shit. But when you come up with the most moronic idea of catering to something that would only appeal to a tiny little fraction of the population in creating
It's just like, again, like making a trans bar. I'm sure there's trans people out there. I personally have maybe only met one. Maybe. There's not that very many of them. Why would you make a whole bar dedicated to this? Just like women that are in the sports, that like to watch sports, that go to sports bars that aren't trying to hit on men or aren't trying to look for men. There's very few.
a business that only shows women's sports, you're shooting yourself in the dick. Or the badge, if you will.
Badge,
We knew we
yeah.
had a fantastic
Well,
product
you
on
blew the
offer.
dick off.
The delusion. But unfortunately, as a small business, we couldn't hold on any longer to try any new approaches. Maybe like showing some blokes playing sports, that would have been a good start. I mean, you'd have to compete with all the already established sports bars around the area that promise environments free from irritating, virtue signaling, inclusion, yay, vegan-esque fucktard types. I mean, this place, it just sounds like the worst place ever to want to have a beer, to want to try and sit down.
It does seem like a very stuck-up kind of place where women are just constantly looking down on men and, you know.
Relax and have a beer. The Ladies League was founded and run by 34-year-old Rose Valenti, who also runs a digital-only sports publication with the same name.
Hi, I'm Rose Valenti. I am the founder of the Ladies League, and welcome. I love the women's sport community, and the further I got more into the women's sport community specifically, and the more I learned about it, I knew there was a demand for
Need
something
some
like
milk.
this. You know, you go to a bar, pub, anything. It's hard enough to even watch the A-League men's. Never mind if you ask them, hi, can I watch the A-League women's?
You don't mind me being here, do you?
I do.
And they've got absolutely no idea what channel that's on.
Miss Valenti told media she drained her savings and even sold her investment property to fund the bar. Oh my God. This is why they didn't let a bitch have control of money back in the day. What?
Like, all she has to do is just flip the script, make it to a bikini bar, and then all sports are going in, you know, men and women. Your business will come back to life.
A phenomenally stupid idea to sink all your money into this business, into this kind of incredibly unpopular business. I mean, it's so specific. It's like, I'm going to put all my money into a business that makes bras for men, or a social app for women where they can take pictures of their shits and send them around to all their friends. It's just a batshit crazy unpopular idea. She scored a prime
Hey, I think we should make Poopstagram. That might be a thing.
spot in the heart of Darlinghurst at a 2-story 80-seat venue, which she decorated with a black and pink colour scheme. Banks weren't keen on extending her a loan. No, they fucking weren't.
Well, maybe if I asked to borrow a bit less, I don't know.
Computer says no.
Miss Valente has previously said they found the venture too risky. And you didn't listen to them, did you, love? The banks were fucking out.
Yeah, exactly. If the banks are like, yeah, we don't see. Banks loan all the time. They see other businesses. They see what does well. They're not stupid.
Outright telling you, this is a retarded idea, bitch. Don't do it. And you still ignored them, the money professionals. But
I'm strong and independent. Don't need no man. I don't care what people say.
she managed to fundraise from her loyal base of readers and others keen on the novel concept. Idiots. Hundreds of fans spent money on foundation
Hundreds.
memberships to get their names written on one of the upstairs walls, and at the same time other fans sponsored particular areas of the bar, tables, benches, and even toilet cubicles. Oh, well, that's wonderful. You get to see your name written on a toilet cubicle while you're busy starting a scissor fire with some other lazy bitch, taking respite from all that scintillating chicks water polo. The plan was to show live women's sport matches and in the quiet periods display replays of women's games. Replays of women's games. Oh.
Even men don't even enjoy replays constantly of old games. Sometimes men like to reminisce, but all the time, We just want to watch stuff live.
Oh my God. I love sports, okay? I watch a lot of sports for a chick. Right now, it's tennis season here in Australia, and I'm watching the Australian Open. And I've got nothing against the chicks playing, but I would rather watch the men playing tennis because I feel like when I switch over the channel to the chicks playing, it's like watching a watered down version of the dudes playing. It's
Correct.
like slower, less.
That's how a lot of men view sports when it comes to men and women. Men are the top of the food chain. When you have the top of the food chain fighting and competing against each other, it's enjoyable. You see the actual competition. When you see kids playing around, kicking the ball around, you're just kind of like, do you really want to go watch, a little league match all the time?
Athletic, less powerful. Essentially, it's like the diet beer of sports. I'm like, why the fuck am I drinking this when I could be having the full strength shit? I didn't crack open a can of beer to get slightly wasted. Men were also welcome to the pub, but for some bloody reason none of them wanted to show up. And Miss Valente said she was open to showing a men's game if that was what her patrons wanted. That's what all sports patrons want. You're crazy, bitch. The venue boasted 6 TVs and 1 big screen with a bar section downstairs and a viewing lounge upstairs for the rowdier customers. A lot of finger popping and scissoring going up.
Really? The rowdier customers, right. Women's sports bar with the rowdy...
In there, I'll tell you what. Miss Valente's The Ladies League was partly inspired by Australia's deficit in women's sport viewing and coverage, which accounts for only 12 to 15% of screen time, according...
It's a deficit because women don't want to do it.
According to the latest research. And you thought it would be a good idea to invest all your money into a business that caters to the tiny little 12 to 15%. Now, apparently, she thought this was going to be a great idea because there are other businesses like this in the world. There's one in Portland, Oregon. There's one in California, of course. One in Ireland. There are at least 3 other places like this in the world. Why couldn't she do it? The Sports Bra, oh my God, opened in Portland, Oregon and made $1 million in revenue in its first year of operation, also sparking other similar venues to pop up around the country. Tell me, does Portland, Oregon have a lot of lesbians? Is that a big lesbian town?
Assuming
in
it
Portland,
is.
Oregon, people aren't afraid to try things.
For them to make $1
like
million
opening a sports bar that exclusively plays women's sports.
I built it and they came.
If you want to try something too, try something Portland.
Australians were excited at the prospect of the bar with social media buzz and many vowing to travel from neighbouring states to check it out. Bullshit. It's a gimmick, isn't it? It's like going to a theme park that's just opened up. Everyone's all excited and they're like, oh wow, that's new and different. I'm going to go check that out. And then they never fucking come back because they've experienced it once. That's what your bar was, a gimmick. Others predicted that it would give way and become a full-blown LGBTQ bar given its location on the Oxford Street Strip.
Might be a women's only sports bar, but anyone can come.
We're only showing women's sports, so if you like women's sports, you come here, you can watch it. Straight, lesbian, bi, whatever you are. If you're a woman, if you're trans, if you're a man, you can still come here and you can still enjoy the game.
Oh, okay, so she actually did put this bar in an area where it should have had some success. That just goes to show how shithouse of an idea this was. When even the butchy lesers don't want to come to your bar to watch chicks playing football or ping pong, they can watch...
Like, even women want to watch men. Why? Because it's more exciting. They definitely... Women love seeing men compete. They really do. At the highest level of competition, too. This is why they go after sports stars. Not just because of the money and clout. It's also, these men are the top of their class in physical fitness.
Ping pong shows from the comfort of their own bedrooms. That just tells you how bad of an idea this was.
Women's sport is more popular than ever in Australia, and this is the first permanent spot to enjoy it.
The Ladies League wants others to carry on the mantle and doesn't want its experience to put others off. Nah, I think people might prefer not losing all their money. We hope this doesn't discourage anyone from opening a similar concept in the future. The support we felt from the community was amazing.
How is that... As someone that has done YouTube, and if I was unsuccessful at YouTube, and most people are unsuccessful at YouTube, and there's only like 3 channels on YouTube that do well, I'm probably not gonna suggest you should still try. I hope you don't, see me failing and everybody else failing and only these 3 people making it as a deterrent from starting YouTube. That'd be stupid advice. Just as the advice that they're giving right now. Because we failed and there's only 3 other bars like this around the world that are doing okay, you could do it too. You're just trying to get people to throw their money away.
The bar wrote, not enough support to keep you open. Thank you each and everyone who has visited us or showed support online. And there you go. 5 months. They were open for 5 months.
Imagine all the people that donated and have their names on the wall and all that. Useless.
Before they had to shut down. Crazy. Well, thank you all for watching.
It's just funny to me that a lot of these things, they want to make women only stuff. Imagine if us just wanted to make men only anything. It would get canceled. Like, that place would get shut down so quickly. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be a men's only woodworking freaking shop. And women would have up in arms because women aren't allowed, even though there's not even probably a single woman that's probably going to sign up for that class. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I hope you guys have fun.